Ladies and gents, next up is a hot little southern Jew. She's funny, she's sexy, she's naked, hell, she's my sugar. She's Lois Burak, and this is her story.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's show. This is going to be a really, really great show. I mean,
no, it's not.
The insanity has already started. These two have me convinced that schmegma is a real cheese and that I should be out in the grocery store tomorrow looking
It's right next to the Wensleydale. Don't worry about it.
It's good on a Ritz cracker.
As you can tell, we have two of my most favorite bald men in the studio. We have my very special guest, the co-collaborator of the Lolo Show, Dr. Ivan,
Hi,
here
baby.
in
How
Philadelphia.
Nice to see you, sweetheart. And my, do you look delicious tonight.
Welcome to Volta Studios.
Well, thank you for having me, sweetie.
Now that we rearranged the studios, we posted pics on Facebook that we had to move the couch so that you all didn't have to sit on trash cans.
Now we look like midgets because we're almost on the floor.
That's okay. He's a friend of mine who we met through Facebook. And
it was the pictures that did it, Lois. I saw these scantily clad images of you, and I just had to have you.
Well, that didn't come along.
That's funny. That's why he called me, too.
Well, you're so sexy. I love the nipple clamps that you're wearing right now, Al.
Thank you.
And it's wonderful.
Real quick, I just wanted to clear something up that I misspoke last week, and it's very important to me to get all the information accurate on this show as much as possible. At one point in time, Jesse had asked me, Jesse, you asked me if I had ever gotten inheritance from my father, or
yeah, with what happened after the whole deal.
After the incident.
Yeah.
And I said, when I was 16, I said that I received VA money. I actually did not receive VA money. It was Social Security money. So I wanted to clear that up because my mother informed me, who listens to the show, hi, Mom, that my father was actually received an undesirable discharge from the Army. And she explained to me that when he was drafted during the Korean War, he pulled a lot of hijinks and shenanigans that pissed his sergeant off. And the story she told me was his sergeant was a Jew, and that he basically said to my father that you're a disgrace to the Jews, so get the hell out of the Army. And my first thought was, and Klinger had to dress up like a woman all those years, and all he had to do
I've been doing that for nothing. I can't believe this is important.
Pull a few practical jokes. But I just wanted to clear that up. And after the break, I'm gonna introduce my very favorite special guest that I'm so happy to have him here. I'm bouncing up and down right now, Mr. Al Rosenberg. So this is just incredibly exciting because this is a double dose of excitement for me that I have Al in studio and that I also have Dr. Ivan in studio.
And I'm wet right now from this. I really am. My panties are a little soaking right now.
I know you haven't introduced me yet, so I shouldn't be speaking, but
okay.
I watched you bounce up and down, and I wish I was a chair.
We only have Al for an hour, so we want to bring him right in.
It's a damn shame.
But later on, we're going to have a tune from our very special artist, the featured artist of the week, the Parachuting Apostles. And when we come back, we'll talk to Al and we'll talk to Doc.
Have you been injured at work and you just don't know what to do? You're stuck in bed, flat on your back. You need that special attention that a large firm just can't give you. Call the law offices of Christopher J. Freilich at 610-693-5520. That's 610-693-5520. Serving Western Berks County, home and hospital visits are available. Get the compensation you deserve. No fee until you win. That's the law offices of Christopher J. Freilich at 610-693-5520.
Her name is Lois and she makes my penis stand. Whenever I think about her plastic hands, she is so fine that I come inside my pants.
calling on behalf of Wireless, through which you can get a free cell phone worth $100.
Yay, I love cell phones. Yay, I'm going to get a free cell phone. Yay, that's great.
Okay, sir. With that, you're also getting $100 worth package of.
And I'm going to get $100. Yay, a free cell phone and $100. Yay, that's great.
You'll be getting 5 calling features free.
I'm going to get 5 calling features free too. Yay, yay, that's great.
And sir, you're also getting $30 of cash rebate, which comes to you as an
$30 cash? Yay, I'm going to get $30 cash. Yay, yay, that's great.
And sir, with that, you're not paying anything over the phone. You're not signing any contract.
I'm not going to pay anything over the phone. Yay, yay, that's great.
Okay, and sir, you have the 30 days time span to decide on that.
I have 30 days to decide. Yay, yay, that's great.
And sir, if you'll ended up not liking keeping it with you, you can anytime get it canceled and you won't be paying.
If I don't like it, I can get it canceled. Yay, yay, that's great.
Sir, would you like to register yourself?
I can register myself. Yay, yay, I can register myself. That's great.
Sir, would you be interested?
Yes, I'd be interested. Yay, yay, I'm going to be interested. Yay, that's great.
So why didn't you give me a few personal details and
I'll give you some personal details. Yay, yay, that's great. I'm going to give you personal details.
Sir, would you please spell your first name?
Yay, I'm going to spell my first name. Yay, yay, that's great. Yay!
Sir, would you be interested in getting a free cell phone?
Yay, a free cell phone! Yay, yay, I want a free cell phone! Yay, that's great!
Just hold on, sir. I'll get back to you in a second.
You're gonna get back to me in a second? Yay, yay!
Norton, old pal. And a healthy boy. Norton, now what are you doing? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I got this computer and internet from Captain Video. Space helmet on, Captain Video Rangers. Cut that out, Norton. What are you looking at? Looking nothing. I'm listening. Actually, I am looking, but I'm listening too. On Vault the Radio. I'm listening to the Lolo show. What big ones she's got, Ralph. Big ones, big ones. Norton, you're a pervert and a mental case.
Welcome back. Earlier you heard from Little Mikey, that wonderful song, and you can follow him on Twitter at Little Mikey SP. And then, of course, we love Jim Florentine and that wonderful bit. I love his Crank Yankers bit. That they are my most favorite.
He's amazing.
You can follow him on Twitter, of course, at Mr. Jim Florentine. And Doc, I wanted to ask you, since you just recently had dinner with Jim, what is he up to now?
Right now, Jim is putting together a one-man show. He's going to be bringing something, hopefully off-Broadway very soon. He's got some backers. He's ready to go. And he's also doing That Metal Show with Don Jameson, another very gifted comic. And he's in the middle of a tour right now. So you can check at Twitter at Mr. Jim Florentine.
Isn't he coming to Philadelphia soon? Right?
He is coming soon. I don't have the dates in front of me. You know, the host of this show did not print out the dates, and I wanted them. But she's so lovely looking that,
I'm going to blame it on Jesse.
Oh, it's past the buck time now.
Yes, it is. Who else can we
Where the fuck are my dates, Jesse?
I thought Randy was taking care of it. So
okay.
We'll keep passing it around the table.
Where is Randy? And anyway, without further ado, I would to introduce, as I said earlier.
Yes, I'm Alfred and Gary's
pal.
Shit.
I
show up here at 3. Cause I work all day for Imus in the morning and all night for the MTV.
Come on, let's dance.
Can't pay next month's rent. It'll be your fault if I default and have to live in the Bronx in a canvas tent. Come on, Rosenberg, open up. Al's not here.
Al is here.
Rosenberg.
Al is here, of course, in Philadelphia. Yeah, I guess you didn't expect that.
No,
huh?
I certainly it's the last thing I would hope for, but there it is.
You know, honestly, I was very impressed with your rap abilities. I found that and I thought, oh my God, who knew?
Where'd you find it? Jeez, that's Fred, Gary, and
Yep.
me. Yeah, that,
from the Stern Show.
Yep.
That was about what, 95, I think.
No, 80, 86.
Really? That early? Okay.
85, 86.
Word
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's yeah.
That's when I just started.
old-timey stuff. That's right.
It was awesome, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
didn't
I
wa-
might have to have you do. I was going to do
Ooh,
me. No, I was going to ask you to do a
Get
rap
in
for
line,
me.
Al. Get in
Your
line.
mouth to God's ears. Trust me, but the last thing I do.
Well, I'm going to give just a real quick resume. I'll give a rundown of Al's resume. Of course, we know him from a writer and performer on the Howard Stern Show. Yes.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, all three of you. Thank you.
On the Imus Show. And, of course, he was also the voice of Bob the Puppet, for those who don't know, for a Fox breakfast morning show with Tom Bergeron, who we all know.
A lot of big people came off of that show.
Yes, there
besides
were.
Bergeron, Phil Kogan, who does The Great Race, and the guy who does Survivor. I've heard bad things
Jeff
about him.
Probst.
I forget his name. Jeff Probst.
Right.
Yeah. And a whole bunch of people, other people also whose names escape me, but they all went on to become, except me, my career ended.
You know, I wanted to ask you, whose idea was it to come up with the puppet, number one, and do you still have the puppet?
There are three puppets. I have one. Paul Shavelson, the producer of the show, has the other one, and Bergeron has the third one.
Oh, okay.
But I have the actual working puppet.
Okay.
Fox could care less.
Were you the did you have your hand up the puppet's ass?
Yes,
Were you
it was a constant prostate exam for the puppet. I had a hat, I had a cape to cover me up.
Oh,
and because I was behind furniture, and as you can see, I'm not exactly dainty.
That must have been a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I got pretty good at it. I got those rug, the people who lay rugs, those plastic
Knee
things.
pads.
Thank you. That's why he's here, isn't he?
That's why I'm here, baby.
He's the sentence finisher. So I have the knee pads
And
and
the
everything.
clock watcher.
And clock watcher.
Was a lot of that
Counting
ad
down the
lib?
shit. It was all ad lib.
It wasn't
All
scripted,
ad lib.
really?
All ad lib.
Awesome.
People accused me of getting writers to help me and send me stuff, but no, it was
Right.
all. It
Well,
was
no,
all
you
ad
don't
lib.
need a writer. You wrote yourself. So
Radio's the best. Radio's the best trainer for just learning how to ad lib and how to say stuff in a hurry.
that's
Because
awesome.
you have no break. The light goes on, you better say something.
Well, speaking of Bergeron, what do you think of this Nancy Grace fart?
You mean the nipple expo?
No, you didn't hear the latest?
No.
She farted.
Oh, you're kidding.
No, I wish I
And
was.
people
Lois.
on television don't do that.
Lois, I don't want to tell you that everybody farts.
I agree with
Except you.
No,
I imagine that you don't.
I am all
Al,
about.
she farts.
No,
She farts. Believe me, she
Oh,
farts.
okay.
I am
well.
all about letting it out and being proud.
Letting it out would be the proper
Not at the dinner
terminology.
table.
But don't tell me you're one of those women who like lifts one cheek and says, hey,
I've been
or-
known to do that.
Or Doc Ivan, pull my finger. You don't.
No,
do that.
I won't do that. That's old school.
All right.
No, I'll just, look, hey, it's a natural, function, a bodily function, and I feel that,
Yeah,
why
so's
be
throwing
embarrassed?
up, but you don't want to see anybody do it.
I mean, look, you drive by a car with bad exhaust, and you have to
drive-by
stink
fart,
that,
yeah.
right? Or somebody smoking a cigarette. I think I'd rather smell somebody's fart. Of course,
It depends who's doing it.
there's a time and
Yeah.
place, but I mean, if you're a couple, and you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. My ex used to be embarrassed about it.
Your ex now, which ex? You had more than one ex, right?
Are we going to get into this now?
Well, we started before. There's no reason not to because,
Well, back to the
you got to
rap.
start with one step forward, one foot
She is
forward.
dancing around this faster than she knows.
I'm
how.
going. I want to go back to the rap because I love that. That was
Okay.
awesome.
Okay.
You also did a voice, and you dressed up. Obviously, you do the voice of a black woman. Can you do a little bit of that for us?
I did the Flip Wilson black woman.
Geraldine Jones.
Geraldine. I love Flip
What
Wilson.
the hell? You think that's funny? You stupid white piece of shit. You think that's funny? Ain't funny.
Yes,
You're
it
not
is.
funny. You're not funny. You're hurtful. You're hurtful. You're a bald, fat white man, and you're hateful, and you're hurtful. White piece of shit. I don't take that from you, My father did that. I took him out. I took him out. I'll take you out, and I don't mean for dinner.
Now hold on there, baby. You don't have to get all up. in
Don't
my
you
face.
sweet talk me now. You had your chance.
Now look, Randy ain't here to corral your ass, so I'm.
Now you had your chance. I'm done with you.
We might need Geraldine to come out a little bit.
You
later
stay
on.
out of this.
Damn, woman don't know when to
you
have
told
her
me
mouth
not to
shut.
bring in my crop. See, I should have had my crop.
Spank me, baby.
I apologize. It's your show, of course.
No, I love it. Please, this is the most excitement we've had in a long time.
I'm sorry for everybody.
So anyway, so you one of the questions I wanted to ask you, not to turn things a little serious, but since we're talking about
I don't
Geraldine,
like this.
I know this. I
Okay.
tried to move the speaker out of the way.
That's half the reason for coming here. So look at you.
When you work for Imus, this is really something I wanted to ask you. Even before the show, but I was saving it for the show. Howard and Robin both talk a lot about how they saw firsthand Imus and him. How can I put this? His racism. Did you ever see that or firsthand?
Oh yeah, I have two stories. One I probably never told. And the other one,
exclusive.
I'm a liberal Jew from Philadelphia, so I can't say the N word.
Right,
I
same.
can't say it. Okay, but he was the day that he peed in the phone booth.
Excuse me?
Oh, I must peed in the phone booth.
Famous story.
Back up.
Famous story.
I missed that one.
No, he was having alcohol related problems and other things. He's talked about it.
Okay, I don't listen.
And there's two phone booths back in the day when they had phone booths right by the men's bathroom, and he opened the door and just peed in the phone booth. But he was walking up and down drunk, and he was yelling. He wanted me fired because, as the story goes, that he wanted to hire his girlfriend.
Okay.
And he was walking up and down the halls of NBC yelling, "Why is that fat fucking Jew still working here? I want that fat fucking Jew fired."
Wow.
And Brenda Graham, who was just great-looking African-American woman, beautiful, tall, just everybody loved her.
Stunning.
She said, "Why don't you leave him alone? That boy has a family. He has to make a living. Why don't you leave him alone?" And he said, "Shut your mouth, you fucking N."
Wow.
And NBC sent her flowers and signed his name to it. But I don't believe he ever apologized to her.
Notice how quiet it got
Yeah.
in the studio?
Yeah,
Oh, my God.
Well, see, because I've had arguments with people over this who favor him, and they're fans of his, and I love Imus. That show's great. And I said, well, he's a bigot. I just throw that. I don't care. I don't listen to the show, so I can't really discuss the quality of it.
And the fact that Al worked for him when he was alive.
When I was alive?
When Imus was alive.
It scared me. I thought you knew something.
How do you know that? How do you know that? And I've heard stories.
But you can't. There's no point in telling some people that story. People probably like him because of that aspect of his personality.
Possibly.
I have no defense. I stayed with the guy for 10 years, and I used to, he used to do stuff like that, and I would say, you're one of the most despicable persons I've ever met, and he would laugh. He thought it was funny.
It doesn't even faze him.
And then there was another that story I've told privately, and I know Howard knows that story. But there's another story where one of the salespeople was African American, and
this is going to end well.
No, it's not going to end well. So one year for his birthday, they always tried to outdo themselves with gifts for him. He always got a gift on his birthday, and they got him this beautiful set of matched luggage. I mean, just a huge, real leather, the whole thing.
The salespeople.
The salespeople all chipped in. And he's walking around going, "Oh, another piece of fucking luggage. That's what I fucking need. Goddamn luggage, no piece of shit gift."
Class.
And so the sales manager stuck her head in the door, Peg Kelly, and she said, "You really don't like it?" And he said, "No." I said, "What are you going to do with it?" He says, "I'm going to sell it." So the word got out, and this African American sales guy came back, and he said, "You really going to sell that? What are you asking for?" And he said, $500. It's yours. So he said, "Okay, I'll go get a check." And he said, "I don't take checks from ends."
Oh, man. Holy shit. Really? He said that shit?
And this guy was a great big, a big guy. And I remember.
He was a big N.
He was a big
Did anyone ever call him out on this? Like, just really?
I did to a certain extent, but he was a big paycheck for NBC.
Right.
And
he was the moneymaker.
He was the guy. He was,
yeah.
And that's why I was so surprised when he lost the job over the
nappy head,
that thing, because I think he handled it all wrong. I think when you make a mistake like that, I think you apologize and then say, I'm a comedian. Every once in a while, I'm going to say something bad, and you move on. But it must have hit him hard because when he started to apologize, to over apologize, and then he went on Sharpton and apologized, which is
the minute you bring Al.
Well, do you think
it.
someone told him to do that?
I think someone gave him bad advice. I think that first of all, if you're going to be funny, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to say, let me tell you, I had enough.
Yeah, but I don't make any mistakes.
You're being here would be and if it's the first one, you're a liar.
But that wasn't fun. The nappy-headed hose thing wasn't funny.
No. But here's the thing. Here's my opinion about humor.
Okay.
If you're in that world, every once in a while, someone's going to say something, or you're going to say something that dies, or you go too far, and you just got to suck it up and say, okay, sorry guys, next joke, move on.
Right.
And if you're going to start apologizing for the things that you say, then go do something else.
It breathes life
into it. Go sell cars.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be a funny guy, then you have to take chances. That's the one really. I learned 1,000 things from Howard, 2,000 things from Howard. But that's one of the things that I learned from. What courage! I mean, the guy we were going to do it. We were going to do a book signing at a Barnes & Noble, like a block away from NBC.
Right.
So you have to walk down Fifth Avenue to get there. Yeah, Fifth Avenue.
Right.
And he calls me in and he says to me and Fred, we're going to go in blackface.
Oh, my God.
I said, are you out of your mind? And he told me how he went to a Black Perspective show in Washington because the host
P.D.
was
Green show.
Yeah, it was a guy, and he went in blackface and he wore a dashiki.
Right.
And he said the guy was very confused.
Right.
But he said every time they went to a break, Howard looked around and it was a totally black crew, and you know the look.
Yeah.
You know the look I'm talking about, where they don't blink.
Yeah.
They're just so mad at you but they can't kill you.
Right.
And by they, I mean everyone. So the cameraman don't.
Well, this is one of the reasons why I love Howard. I mean, this is really why I love.
He just and let it happen and stuff like that.
Well, that was the kind of look that the security guy gave Yucko at the last block party that he did, because I felt that he went over the top.
Have you met Yucko without
Yes,
the makeup?
I have. Well, not without the makeup, no.
He's another guy.
He met me that day, and
he's a sweet guy.
He's not only a sweet guy, but he's hurt. His feelings get hurt.
I totally believe, because Doc knows him personally, and he has told me that, and I totally believe that. But I just felt, especially in Philadelphia, we were going through, oh, what am I referring to now? I can't even think. We were going. Not where they would go in and raid the stores. I can't think of. Where the kids
when
were
they
going
would just
in.
rob the stores.
Looting.
Right.
Looting.
What was it? The flash mobs.
Mob.
It was right around the time we're going through the flash mob.
Oh, I have to leave soon because I'm going to be in one.
The venue was an open venue. And people could hear walking by. It was like a garage or something. I don't know. And I felt that he was just going to the extreme. And he could have.
Yucko always goes to the extreme.
This was well.
It doesn't matter. Yucko could work Harlem and go to the extreme.
Well, he's right. And not only that, Yucko's
at
his best. Yeah, Yucko went through a period after he lost his
Nicole.
wife.
After Nicole left him. Yeah.
That he didn't have it. His heart wasn't in it.
But I don't think he could take it.
Flat.
He could dish it out, but I don't know if he could take it.
He does tend to.
If you listen to any of the old shows where Artie attacks him on the air, and you watch Yucko bounce back, this is before Nicole was gone.
Yeah.
Yucko has a backbone.
Yeah.
And the makeup is his shield.
Right. Of course.
He's got a machine gun when he's wearing the makeup.
Of course.
And when he's on his game, there's no one funnier. And you can't tone down a clown that the whole persona is known as a child molesting bigot.
Right.
That's the character.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't feel it was appropriate. That's just my personal feeling.
The guys used to tell me when they used to go on the road, Levy Shuley and Yucko and the guy.
Killers of comedy shows.
They killed comedy. He used to stand out there and sit out in front of the hotels with a 5-foot long dildo and just wave it in his clown outfit.
Right.
And buses would go by.
And the way I looked at it is at around that same time, what was going on was Andy Dick when he was going on the Jew rant on Howard, and Howard mentioned that he didn't feel it was appropriate because of what was going. So that's kind of I feel the same way.
But if you're
that
paying
it was just,
to see Yucko, if you're paying to see Yucko,
okay.
you know what
I
you're
don't think it went over too well.
Yeah. The crowd may not have been into him,
right?
But you can't expect him to tone down.
Right.
I mean, Yucko is all about the tone.
For me, I just like I said, I just felt that it was inappropriate.
Well, that's Yucko. Doc's right.
Right.
When you go to see Yucko, that's
occasionally Doc is right. Let's just remember that.
That's the second time.
I know. Doc's a peach.
This is only my personal opinion. Wait, the cameraman's got a close up
Why
of
are
the
you
chocolate.
photographing the pretzels?
Just waiting for them to melt.
Who the fuck pays this guy?
Nobody. He works for free.
The heat from the light is warming them up. That's what he's doing.
Do you want them melted?
So-
We got a microwave in the other room.
I also wanted to ask you how you got. I know this already, but I would like you to tell the audience, how did you get your start? I mean, have you ever done stand up, or did you start as a writer? Tell us about how you got your start in the business.
Back in the 70s, I was an investment banker, and I was always the office clown. I was always behind all the jokes and everything. But a lot of free time, when you're in that business. It's a very intense business. There's a lot of stress, and so you relieve it by doing nasty things to other innocent people.
Pranks.
So yeah. So and we did pranks that cost money. We would all chip in and do stuff. But one of the bosses I was working for said, "Imus just came back from Cleveland. Why don't you start calling the show? See if you're so fucking funny. See if you can get on the air." And I called him up and I created a character, and I knew this would really honk the horn of the people on Wall Street. It was a black investment advisor. And his name was Earl C. Watkins, and he had the Disco Investment Company. And I used to make up.
That's brilliant.
I used to make up scams. I had a coin-operated pacemaker. It's called Buck-a-Beat. Put a dollar in the slot, and your heart gets one beat per dollar. The problem is you got to hire somebody to go in there and get the money, because you can't just fork it up. You got to go in and get it. So I did that. I used to write a bunch of material, and pretty soon I was getting one every day. And then somebody from, I got an agent. After found out, they made me join the union, and then one thing.
Wow, that's
there went your money.
And no, it made NBC pay him.
Really?
Because NBC had been using me for a year.
Cool.
Just doing the other thing, and just doing it for nothing, and they made them pay me back money and everything. I did it for about a year for nothing, and then they started to pay me $30 a bit, and then NBC found out about it. That's the union for anybody listening who doesn't know. American Federation of Television Radio.
Right.
And they paid my dues, and they got me into the union, and I started getting paid close to scale. And then I got contacted by an agent, and then I did 4 weeks of concerts at the Improv. I wrote an act, which is a terrible thing to do. You don't write an act and then do an hour, but I did, and I don't think I was that good. But it got me a job.
Got you the job. Hey.
And people from NBC came to see me.
Well, listen,
and
I have a little surprise for you. We're going to play This Is Your Life. We have somebody on the phone for you.
You already had 2 surprises for me. Thank you very much.
We have someone on the line
I'm
for you.
talking about Ivan and Jesse.
Phone caller, welcome to the show. Can you hear me?
Do you have David Hall there in the studio?
Oh my God, that's my birth name. I'm adopted. Oh
yeah,
David Hall.
Shuli? Who is it?
Who would take him?
I can't tell.
Keep.
You can't tell.
Keep talking,
Mr. Rosenberg. Let me give you a clue.
Yeah.
Drive down home tonight.
Oh, Mike Morse.
Everybody, that's Mike Morse on the phone.
Hey, Mikey.
By the way, just to carry the schmaltzy show business thing further, that is one funny motherfucker.
I know.
If you ever get to see if you ever get to see somebody, if you can scrape some money together, and if you can don't mind seeing him with Lisa Lampanelli, go see him. He is hysterical.
I got the pleasure of seeing him in a Miserable Men show, and really, I thought I was going to piss myself.
Mike, you haven't changed your act or anything, have you? You haven't written anything new or anything in all the years, have you? Hello?
He may not
Hello.
hear you.
You're breaking up here. I can hear a little bit. I can hear that everybody loves me. So that's important.
Yeah, we're stroking your ego here.
I hear breaking up is hard to do, too. So anyway, how you doing? How things? Are you still married?
Hey. Well, yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, all is well. 14 wonderful years.
Yeah, you're married 21 years, right?
Well, okay, yeah. So.
How are your kids? They're all good. I'm sorry to turn this into a personal thing, but I really love this guy. I loved all the guys except possibly one. And
well, tell the audience how you know Mike.
Can't imagine who that might be.
It's the same person I don't like, Mike.
Mike and I were on The Miserable Men together.
That's right.
With Shuli, And it was Shuli and
Florentine?
Mark Burns. No, Florentine. I came after
Oh, that's
Florentine.
it.
And I said Shuli and Levy. And no, Bob Levy was also on the show, the Reverend Bob. And we had
Was he on that?
Yeah, and Mike did.
Really?
Mike wrote all the songs and everything. Well, yeah, it was any one of the 7 personality. It was hard to tell which guy was showing up. But we had a lot of fun doing that show for a while.
Absolutely. I always loved having. I love Al, and it was always great having him. And doing the show, and I miss Al.
I miss you guys. I really do. I think that we really had something cooking there for a while.
It was fun.
Yeah, it absolutely was. Where are you going to be appearing at Helium or something in Philly soon? Are you doing? Where are you going to be?
I have nothing. I'm going to be in PA coming up, but not in Philly. If you give me a plug, and thank you, Al.
Yes, we want you to plug.
You know, I'm good at that.
I'm in Easton, PA. That's pretty close.
Oh, cool. That's where the Crayola factory is. It's true. Okay, yeah.
Mike, can you give me that box of 72?
I'm going to be in February. I'm going to be in Easton. I'll come on down. I'm over with Lisa there in Easton, PA.
I actually could do that because I was just in Easton, going to the Crayola factory. I have grandchildren.
That box has a sharpener in the back.
So do I. But I'd love to come and see you. Where are you going to be? What club? Do you know?
It's the State Theater.
Oh,
I don't do clubs, Al Rosenberg. I'm not doing theaters, my friend.
Holy shit! You're actually doing this for a living. This is great. Is Lisa going to be there also?
I do the male stripping for a living. I just do the comedy for fun.
But are you opening for Lisa, or is this your own gig? Are you the headliner?
No, no. I could not fill a theater if I was showing Titanic in it. But Lisa's Lisa's doing the show. I'm opening for her. February 17th at the State Theater in Easton, PA.
Would it be okay if I left after you performed? If I just walked out, would that be all right?
Oh, yeah. You know what? You and everybody else.
No.
Hey, Mike, where can we get tickets? Where do we log out? Where do we get tickets, buddy?
Go to Lisa's site, insultcomic.com. You can get the tickets. But for you all, I'll get you the tickets for nothing.
Oh, I'm not coming. I'm not coming from
our entire audience.
I'll take tickets.
All 10 of us.
I'll come, Mikey.
Mike,
please.
I see you're doing something on Facebook, Star Poop. Can you give us any Star Poop?
Say it again?
I said I see you're on Facebook doing Star Poop. Can you give us any scoop, any poop?
Yes, Star Poop. It's the new thing. It's the new sensation. Every day there's a new little entertainment tidbit, something from Tinseltown. So check it out. It's on my Facebook, Mike Morse, and it's a fun thing to do. It's news, things you might not hear in the entertainment business, but I'm the one brave enough to break the story.
You mean like the truth?
I cannot verify whether they're true or perhaps a bit embellished, but they're always entertaining.
Well, tell us what you think about the gift that keeps on giving, Nancy Grace on Dancing with the Stars.
I'm waiting to see her vagina. Basically,
you're probably the one person.
The next one.
You're the only person waiting to see that. I don't even think her husband.
I don't necessarily want to see it. It's like you go to see the Elephant Man bones. Does it turn you on?
I didn't have to wait to see it.
Maybe a little bit. The Elephant Man has kind of sexy bones, but you're not going to get a full chub. But you're going to get a little something out of it. I got to see. I got to see what's going down there.
Well, listen, I really want to thank you so much for calling in. This was an awesome surprise. I can't thank you enough, and we're going to keep on plugging your gig in Easton. And
well, thank you. Mike-Morse.com, Facebook. But I'm here for the Al Rosenberg here. I love you guys, and give me a call sometime.
I absolutely will. You're still on my speed dial, and if anybody steals my phone, call Mike. No, I absolutely will call you. I want to get together with you guys again. I called Shuli, didn't return my call. That bastard. And
there's probably a phone call. He's Jewish.
Hey, Burns got married. Burns got married.
He's living the good life. He's out in the country, hanging out, living the life of a gentleman.
What country? What can he win?
It's Rwanda, but he lives like a king there.
I love you, Mike. I meant what I said about you being one of the funniest guys in the world, and anybody gets a chance to see you will be blessed to do that. So Go see
Well,
Mike.
thank you, brother. Yeah, definitely. Burns is out your way. He's out toward the Pennsylvania border, so we'll have to go meet out there sometime.
That's great because I'm right there. So absolutely, I'd love to see you guys.
All right, I love you, Al.
Thanks, Mike. Take
you too,
care.
Mike.
Bye-bye. That, of course, was
Bye.
Mike Morse.
That was my life.
Yes.
Kill me now.
Which, I wanted to bring up the Miserable Men show.
Yeah.
Because that, of course, is how we met.
He's brilliant. I
know.
meant that sincerely.
I agree.
He writes for Lisa Lampanelli and a lot of the song parodies that you hear are the original ones. And he
used to have him on Howard too. Howard used to play his song parodies.
I mean,
all the time.
he was the original song parody guy. I think. Well, he and Dan, the song parody
Danny.
But he's a remarkable.
Is it really
comedian.
true that he does them in the laundry room?
That's what he said. That he has a recorder and he has everything in the laundry room.
Are the acoustics good there?
Must be.
He can take the whites out and use the bleach and everything. Yeah.
He's multitasking. Is that what you're suggesting?
Yeah.
So
had the fabric softener
was Mike
on
there
time
when we met? I mean, I don't remember.
You only had eyes for me, didn't you?
No, but I do remember that stutterer guy there, but I don't remember if Mike was. There were so many people there. I think there were too many people in the room. Probably
Twitchell's or Shawnee.
It was Twitchell's. Shawnee, I think he's hysterical.
I do too.
I would love to have him call in.
Well, maybe he will.
Yeah, he's really funny.
I can make that happen.
You could, Oh, Doc. I just find him hysterical.
What will you do if I make that happen?
What am I allowed to do?
Finally, I won't tell my wife.
The Doc is a connection to the Whack Pack.
It's kind of scary, but yes, it's true.
It is.
We actually might even hear from Marianne this evening. I don't know.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I'm right here, Lois.
The quintessential Stern fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe it or not, I have a whack packer. I guess we're going to have to give it our own name, though. He calls in almost every week. He's following me on Twitter. His name is Max.
Oh, geez.
He's like a 71-year-old Jewish guy. And, last week I had phone sex with him, so.
He's probably dead.
He might be. Yeah, that come to think of it, I haven't heard from him on Twitter. I might have given either that or his wife killed him because she found out.
I got in a rhythm of watching you bounce up and down in the chair for a couple minutes before.
So back to the Miserable Men show. I remember it was all over the place on what the shtick was going to be, who I was going to play, and I remember you were just so kind to me. You were on my left, Burns was on my right, Shuli was across the way, and Shuli was just awesome. I love him, and every time I think he thinks I'm insane because every time I see him, I constantly thank him for because I don't know if you remember, but I got ambushed by my exes. They were calling up. Yeah, and I didn't know. It was the very first time I was ever on the radio other than when I was like a tiny little child on my father's program. But they unexpected. They just called up and they started to ambush me.
They're trying to sabotage your appearance.
Exactly. Yeah. And he got it immediately and he totally spoke up on my behalf. Yeah. It was awesome. But I remember you saying that what would have been really cool to talk about is my history and what happened and all that. But I think Bob's idea was to have me as a mole because I worked in a salon, and that didn't really go over well because I think the whole shtick was based on women who use men. Do you remember any of this?
Yeah, you were going to give us what women say about men in the salon when the men aren't around, and that's a one-trick pony. That's,
right.
We think you're shitheads and we think you're stupid. Men know that,
right?
I mean,
any man who's married knows that.
But not only that, but we are. So that they can't even get offended about.
That's one thing I wanted to discuss with you because one of the things I love about you. Last week I mentioned a few of my friends, and of course Doc being one of them, who just said to me that they're in my corner and they're on my side and they want nothing from me. And that is one of the things that I clearly remember anytime I called you up to talk to you about anything, because you are really a mentor to me. You would always preface the sentence with, Lois, I don't want anything from you. And I think because you understood that
You're
one of the things...
You're using that line too?
I'm lying.
I'm lying through my teeth. I want it all.
Do you have any idea what I'm doing when I'm talking to you on the phone?
That's okay.
Same thing I'm doing.
But see, I get that. And I've explained this to men.
Jesse's doing it right now.
No,
men can be pervy. But what I want to know, where did you get your sensitivity to women? Because obviously Howard has the same sensitivity. Did you always have it? Is it something you just learned along the way? How did you read a book?
I always got along well with women, and been very lucky that way. And here's the truth. I think you're beautiful. I think you're sexy. You're all those things, but it's not for me. I mean, I have to like you.
He
as a
was
friend.
looking at me when he said that.
I was, but I was thinking of Jesse.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's going to get lucky here tonight.
I hope it's me.
Or unlucky.
Yeah.
Where's my vibrator?
It might be, big boy. I'll be your vibrator.
There's a song in there.
I can't be in a relationship at this point in my life with sex as the motivating force behind it. I would like to see you be successful.
My vibrator.
Oh, let me turn that off. Hold on. You're supposed to take it out when you're done with it.
Thought it was feedback?
You're supposed to take it out when you're done. I like you very, very much. I think you have a real gift, and I think you have an immense amount of charm. I think if you can stay focused, I think you could really get something done. But what I tell you is what I really believe, but it took me a long time to learn it, is if you're not having fun in show business, find something else to do. Because the odds of making it are, nobody makes a living doing this. When I broke into the business, it's like George Burns, to qualify for full benefits, full medical and everything, with after you had to make $7,500 in show business in 1 year.
Right.
And if you did that, you qualified for benefits for a year. So it gives you some idea of what people are earning in show business. Oh my God. Okay, so I just fell into that NBC job.
Right.
And had no idea about the struggle. I found out about the struggle afterwards, after the Fox show was canceled. But I was married for 35 years. I had a wonderful wife who was also crazy. But there comes a time, if you're going to make a marriage work, you've got to surrender yourself to the relationship. If you can surrender yourself to the relationship, that's both people, you got a chance of making it. But as long as you have an ego that lets you fight with the other person and not give in, there's always a risk that something's going to happen, because you're always better.
So you learned this in your marriage.
I just decided there were days I wanted to kill her. There's days that she made me so mad. I was in therapy and everything, and the therapist would say, "Well, why don't you get out?" I said, "Well, I had one marriage fail, and in this marriage there were 4 children, 2 of hers, 2 of mine. So now I'm going to fuck up 4 kids instead of 2, and I really do love her, but she's making me crazy. I want to kill her. I want to punch her. But when I decided that all the things that made me angry."
No, that's me.
I thought that was my fantasy coming true.
Fucking Jesse.
Who's fucking Jesse? I thought you promised him to me. I thought once I decided that the things that I hated were funny.
Right.
Then everything
right.
eased up.
See, that's awesome.
Yeah, she lost my paycheck. She actually did on more than one occasion.
Isn't she a scream?
I'll tell you.
But see, this is how I look at life now, because I have many struggles, as you know. Yeah. But I'm having more fun now, even with these struggles, than I was when I owned the business.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the way I'm just looking at my life. Like, everything is funny. Big giant piece of tree falls down on the car. Oh, that's hysterical. Let me post it on Facebook. I mean,
one of the biggest problems I think you have, excuse me, and I think you already know it, is knowing when a guy really wants to help you, or if he's on a booby chase.
Yeah, I just had this recently with the asshole who was supposed to print my my business cards.
The whole point is, it's tough to determine who really thinks you have talent and who thinks, well, if I play this along, I can get a piece of ass out of this girl. And frankly, you dress the part, and you have attitude, and you're very brassy and very brazen. All the things that are really good about you, also to a lot of men, are an invitation.
And not in my personal life. I'm very low key in my personal life. I mean, I dress because we had this discussion one time. I dress for myself.
Well, that's one of the things that guys have to understand. Just because you see a hot girl doesn't mean she did it for you.
Right.
She ain't dressing up for you. She's dressing up for somebody else.
I know she's not dressing up for me.
Not again to bring up Howard again, but I remember he spoke about Pam Anderson, and he said, Pam's a really sweet girl. She's a nice, friendly girl, and a lot of times guys will assume that if someone's friendly, that there, and the same thing happened to me at the gym. As soon as I'm nice or smile at somebody, oh, she smiled at me. Do you think she wants to do me?
Yeah.
I mean, that has been said. And but going back to even breaking into show business, a lot of I've had a lot of people, some comedians, say to me that I haven't paid my dues, that I shouldn't, because obviously my main goal and objective here is to hopefully get a job with Howard or even on Sirius XM. But my main objective is to work for Howard Stern, obviously. But people have felt that I haven't paid my dues.
That's kind of elitist, I mean, there's look how I got into it.
Right.
I mean, making stupid ass phone calls to Imus. That's how I got a job at NBC. So if people tell you I haven't paid, I paid my dues, and I paid my dues by when I got hired. I was able to do the job.
Right.
Because getting the job there's two separate jobs in show business. One's getting the job. And then equally important or
is
more
is
doing it. Yeah,
right.
Keeping it.
Keeping it, yes. And like when you audition for something, that's a whole process.
And you've told me an audition is part of the job.
It's part of the job, and it's the job part you don't get paid for.
Right.
But when you get hired, then you have to be able to do it. I did a lot of commercial work on camera, a lot of voiceover stuff. And when I say I was busy to the point where if they'd call me and say, you booked Nabisco, and I would say, what did I do? And they would say, do whatever you did at the audition. I said, I don't remember what I did at the audition. Right. Because I had a mindset that I would do the audition and forget about it, go on to something else.
Right.
And, and then when I got there, I'd say, what did I do that you liked?
Right.
And I'll try to do it again because I don't remember what I did. But I really, that's one job is the audition. And I'm sorry if I keep fading out on the mic. It's because I have lousy mic control and I'm not.
You're trying to look at me,
and I'm sitting on a fucking couch, from
midgets
from Sears.
Well, it's easy to get
the
in
short
here.
store.
It might be IKEA, actually.
Yeah, it might be probably.
I've got a spring tickling my ass at this moment.
No, that's me.
Thank you. You're so sweet to me.
You're welcome. I am.
You're on a booby chase.
We actually have
me.
another clip we wanted to play, but we're kind of going out of order, but that's okay. But I wanted to play this clip because I love when you do your voices, and same with Doc. I love when people are able to do voices because I cannot. I mean, just this Sunday I was on another show on Volta. They're very kind to us, the Rev Bookburn show, and he had me doing Palin, and we were doing a sex scene, and just in real life, I was just wondering when it was going to end. But there's another clip that we're going to play you, and I see a phone call coming in. So Jess, can you play that clip while we see you?
And now, from a place so depressing, so glum, so absolutely full of despair, that's right, Scott the engineer's house since he quit smoking, comes a man with a weenie invisible to the naked eye and a neck the size of a straw. Hell, a man so frustrated as he is famous. A man who has done for acting what Quaaludes have done for social disease. It's Sternak the Impossible. And now, here's Sternak.
And we're it.
I'm sorry.
Did I do that?
That was
me,
you.
right? That was me.
Yeah.
That was you.
That was you playing Ed
Don't
McMahon.
remember.
Well, that was Ed McMahon, right?
Right.
I love
You
it.
simsalabim.
You're so great one.
Quiet, Ed. You smell like alcohol.
That's about the extent of the expression. Just laugh.
And now, yeah,
You still can do it. Man.
I didn't remember. I kind of remember that, but
What was your favorite bit that you remember from those days?
Oh, there are too many. There's one from the TV show that will never see the light of day because it was so horrible that it's the one we knew we were going to go to hell for.
Really?
Handicap beat the clock. You guys remember Beat the Clock?
Oh yeah, Jack Norris.
We had a biker who had lost a leg. And we had a quadriplegic in one of those motorized.
Mm-hmm.
Play the Jackie laugh here.
And we had him race around. And I remember. I don't get any respect. So we're watching this, and there's one scene, and I'm standing there with one of the associate producers, and we just looked at each other. We're fucking going to hell. This is it. This is the one that sends us to hell. The biker got annoyed because the guy in the wheelchair was in front of him, and he shoved the wheelchair as hard as he could.
Oh my god!
And you see the camera, and you see the guy in the wheelchair go by. and the guy with one leg hopping after him. And
that's so Hanna-Barbera.
And he was such a shithead.
Oh, man.
Jackie said some of the funniest things I've ever heard a human being say. Jackie said, that guy didn't lose his leg, it left him. Jackie, a funny motherfucker, Jackie.
I'm surprised they wouldn't show that, though.
That
well,
was
maybe then, but
then
now.
The Menudo one, because that was also a that was bad.
Racial.
Well, you know what? We didn't know what to do with them. They're a bunch of kids, but
Right.
their manager was a fan of the show.
Okay.
So they dressed me up and John Lolos up as two former members of Menudo.
Oh, no. Do you have pictures of this?
I don't know. I don't know where they are. I don't. We're dressed in skin tight.
I have old Channel 9 shows.
It never aired. We're all dressed in gold lame, and John and I both had hairnets on. And John's old. He was old then. He was the producer of the show. And the rap was, you know, Menudo, the time is going to come when you no longer be attractive to the chicas. And you must have something to fall back on, because even as we speak, your parents are stealing your money. So we had a thing set up.
Doc's going to pee himself over here.
When the day comes when you can no longer earn your money from the chicas, you're going to be flat broke, because the money's so going to be gone. The money's so going to be gone. So we had a bunch of things set up. First thing we had them do, we had them throw a brick through a store window.
Right.
As a good Latino boy, you must know how to deface property. So they threw a brick through, and then we had them steal hubcaps off of a car. How you gonna make a living? You can make there's a good living to be made from hubcaps taken from a luxury automobile. And because the chicas are not going to be there. You guys are 17, 18 years old. By the time you're 22, it's going to be over.
So it's a shame that the best
and
bits...
Ricky Martin was one of the guys in Menudo
That's
at that
right.
point.
That's right. That sucks that some of your best bits, that they'll never be seen.
They'll never be seen, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But, and that'll never be seen. My Liz Taylor, probably.
I'd love to see that.
That was good. And... the Henry Hill thing, when I convinced him that I was the widow of...
No, why wouldn't that be shown?
No, that was shown.
Oh, it was? Okay.
Shown. But it was shown on the Channel 9 show.
You see, I never got to see.
I was doing the Sue Simmons voice.
Okay.
And I said, Henry Hill killed my husband. And he said, I never killed anybody. I said, no, when you robbed the Lufthansa, my husband... worked in the transit department at the airport, and he was fired and became very despondent, and he killed himself.
That's not funny at all. What's so funny about that? Some kind of fucking
that's
clown for
very
you?
Good. That's very good. This kid has talent.
I know.
He'll never get anywhere.
Thank God he works for free.
Fucking, I'm here to amuse you. What makes me so funny, Al?
That's very good. That's very good. Well, you're just funny. I don't know.
No. I'm asking you. What makes me so funny, Al?
You're just... oh, come on!
You might fold under questioning, Al.
He was good. That was very good, Ivan. Very good.
Who did you go?
I have my fucking moments.
Doc I.
Who did?
I'm a peach.
Who did? Oh, we have to. We have to
address my friend Peaches, but we'll get there.
Okay.
I love you, honey.
Who? Hi, Peaches.
I know. We love you, Peaches.
Who were your idols?
Well, now Dr. Ivan. Now
I said growing up.
One Joe Pesci and he's all mine.
I know that was easy.
I don't intend to grow up, but I mean, Pryor. But I saw Pryor in all his iterations, and Carlin also, because in the suit and the tie, and then when these guys started to cut, they could do something. I really wasn't into Lenny Bruce because I was kind of in between.
My father didn't care for him. I remember him talking a lot about it. And my father's been compared to Lenny Bruce, but he did not care for him.
It's always funny when you think that guys would like somebody, a performer, and you find out that they don't for one reason or another. There are some people I thought Howard liked, and then doesn't like him. I don't know. I liked most comedians. I thought Buddy Hackett was great, especially when he worked Blue. I thought he was very funny.
Right.
Almost all of them. I love comedians.
Me too.
I really love comedians.
Me
I
too.
think that those guys work hard. They've got material. And
back then it was harder. There wasn't all these channels on TV. I mean, you had to wait for the big
clubs.
gigs.
Well, no, it
to
was
be
the club.
seen.
It was clubs, and guys had to travel. You know, when people used to ask me if I wanted to get into stand-up comedy, and I was 30-something years old, or I was in my late 20s. I had 4 kids,
right?
And I wasn't gonna be going on the road to do Mr. Laughs.
Yeah, I guess that's what they mean by I didn't pay my dues. I don't know, but
fuck dues. You know what? You know something?
Yeah, whoever he is.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. You mean you haven't suffered? All right, you paid your dues in life.
Believe me, and not to mention that I pay my dues every time one of these assholes, with their little games, trying to entice me.
It's probably some 22-year-old stand-up comic who may or may not have a career. I mean, I wish him luck.
I just think they're threatened. They just think that I'll get more attention. And I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, people say to me, "Oh, you're so funny on Facebook." And I'm not. I'm not trying to be funny here. I'm trying to entertain. That's why the show is based around bringing comedians in. I don't because I talk about my bowel movements on Facebook. I don't know. I think
why do I find that attractive?
Coming out of High Pitch Eric, it isn't. Coming out of Lois, I'm willing to listen.
That's true. It could be sold. It has a street value if it comes out.
There you go.
Hey, you want to buy this hot shit from the hot broad?
This is some hot shit, let me tell you.
I'm telling you right now.
It's not only hot, it's new.
First, a menudo, you have to learn how to sell excrement.
You have to know, that's right. You're not gonna last forever. This career is going to be gone someday. And then, what are you going to do?
I'm so sorry, Manuel. All I want to do
I'm going to
is
sell
this
naked
shit.
pics on the internet. That's what I'm going to do.
No, you won't ever have to do that.
No, but I mean, we've discussed this. I did put, I bared my breasts on my website.
And I missed that. I didn't see that.
And I went to you. I sent you one of the photos.
No, you didn't send me the bare thing.
I sent you it's fishnet. It's not completely naked.
That's not bare.
Okay.
Pasties aren't bare either.
It wasn't a pasty. This is not a Nancy Grace.
But I'm just saying.
You sound like these people that are emailing me. I want to see more. I'm like, for free? You're getting free.
How much
free
for
nipple.
the woman?
Everybody made such a fuss over my side boob a year ago. I thought, wow, this will really, knock everybody's socks off. This will stir up some controversy.
Men are like me until your dick drops off and your prostate turns to dust. There's always something about women, but I've always really liked women in addition to finding them attractive. So it's not,
We have a phone call. I wish we had a phone screener, but we don't.
We don't, so we're just going to wing it and hope.
Pick the phone up.
Friendly.
Who the fuck are you?
It's a dial tone. Hi, can I help you?
Hello?
Hello?
Doesn't that usually mean there's a
I
message?
think you have to pick it up first. Okay, we don't know how to work our phone line, so it's been ringing all night, but since we don't know how to work it, we're having trouble.
And dial tone is brought to you by Verizon.
Hello? No, that's not.
Call cannot.
I don't know who's calling it. I don't know if people are calling.
It's AT&T. It's Verizon.
If people are calling and hanging up or what, but we've had I think 3 times I've seen that thing flashing.
It's that sexy
3 or 4 times.
Maybe they're listening to my stories and just calling to hang up. There's that possibility.
Well, no, I was worried. Well, here we go again. All right, let's just pick it up. We'll try this.
Pick it up.
Lolo show. Who am I speaking with? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi, who am I speaking with?
You're speaking to the Rat Boy.
Who?
The Rat Boy.
The Rat Boy? Oh, hi, Rat Boy. What can I do for you? Do you have a question for one of us?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. The 2 guys right there are too funny.
Oh, thank you.
I'm laughing my head off.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Spread the word.
And I'm going to say one more thing about you. You make me smile every morning when I see your pictures on Facebook.
Oh, I appreciate that because I get a lot of flack from posting too many pictures, so I do appreciate that. Do you have a question?
Nice pictures there.
Thank you. Do you have a question for Al or for Doc?
No, not really. I just want to call in. They're just only too funny for me.
Oh.
I'm laughing my head off.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You have a good evening.
We'll send you some Vaseline for those pictures.
All right. Bye-bye.
KY is much better because it's water soluble.
But it wears out too quickly. Not like long sessions.
Well, no, see, because you're making a romantic evening of it.
See, when I look at anyone in red fishnet,
what about gefilte fish?
Excuse me, keep him out of this. I don't even want to hear about him.
Excuse me, the men are talking.
She's only the host.
See, I did not bring my crop. This is why I need my crop.
You got crap here instead. That's a problem.
No, but it was, that was a big decision for me to put those up there. I mean, because I'm very shy. People find see, everyone laughs when I say that. I am I am so socially phobic when I'm out. Honest to God. So, the fact that I did that for all to see.
People say women can't be funny. And I'm the Queen of England.
Yeah, that I get a lot of flack for just posting pictures of me going to the gym, and look, if I had kids, I'd pimp them out on Facebook, but I don't. Well, what I don't think some people understand is that I have to call attention to myself now. But I mean, that's not why I posted pictures. One of the reasons why I posted the pictures was this whole empowerment of women thing that I kind of sort of fell into gradually.
I felt your power looking at them mesh pictures.
And a lot of that was, for example, I was at my dentist's office, and you can appreciate this. Both of you can. And, I was mentioning, everybody was so shocked I sold the salon. And I said, I'm entering broadcasting, and, I want to work for Howard Stern. And I got that very judgmental, obnoxious, what are you going to do? Take your shirt off?
That's
so
I think the answer should be if that's what it takes. I mean,
makes sense.
I'm
with you.
There's Game of Thrones is one of my favorite things, and there's a dwarf, the guy that won the Best Supporting Actor, won the Emmy, Best Supporting Actor. He's talking to somebody, and the guy is an illegitimate son of the king, and he says, "So how are you doing today, bastard?" And he says, "I'm not a bastard." He says, "Yes, you are." And he says, look at me. People call me dwarf. I embrace the name.
Right.
Embrace what you are.
Right.
And then they can't hurt you. If you want to put up pictures of yourself, remember we talked about one picture you weren't sure of?
Yeah.
You be the judge of whether or not you want that, because once it's out there, it's owned by everybody.
And after we spoke, I thought, you know what, I am putting it up there, because what people don't understand is that, I was a sexual object early on. I remember being 13, and I had a crush on a kid, another 13-year-old. We were playing basketball, and he was feeling me up from behind. So at 13, it's going to happen regardless.
He was playing forward?
Yeah. He was very forward. I mean, people are going to assume that, of course you're going to get this kind of attention from men, and men are going to shove your head in their lap when you go out on a date because look at what you do on Facebook. And I'm like, just please, haven't we gotten past that? Like, what, should a girl be raped because she's in a mini skirt?
Past that. It's impossible.
Well, that's my point. And that's why I decided, I'm not ashamed of my body. I'm not younger. I don't have my business. I don't have my business anymore. I was always a really good girl. I didn't do drugs. I wasn't out in the bar, drinking and acting up. And, I ran a very good business, a legitimate business that I was proud of for 25 years. And you know what? I'll be 47 in February. So if I want to show my breasts, I felt I was worried about it affecting my any future jobs.
TG, I'll give you the
But in reality, the only job I really want is to work for Howard Stern. If anyone is listening, Tim Sabian, I want to work for Howard Stern. I don't know if that'll work. I showed my breasts.
It hasn't helped me. So
showing your breasts?
Al's shown his breasts
and I'm like,
times.
you know what? I'm up there with some of the best. Like, he showed his ass on, it's national TV, right?
The MTV Awards show.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but we have to go to a commercial. I know we only have Al for an hour, and he's staying over the hour already. But
You're a gem.
I had fun. I'm having fun, so that's a good thing.
We're all having. This has just been such a thrill for me.
You can't drive after a certain hour because my AARP insurance won't cover.
When we come back, we are going to read mail. We're gonna have a lot of more fun. We're gonna have more fun with Doc, of course, and so stay tuned. But I also, right before we break, I'm gonna give out the number again real quick: 267-639-3613. And I also want to say, I want to remind people, this is very important, to spay and neuter your pets. Please, 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 please adopt a dog or cat. And if you're in the Baltimore area, there are pit bull pups, please, that need homes. And the phone number is 410-905-5603. You can find it on my Facebook page. When we come back, we'll read the mail more with Doc and Al.
All right.
When we are alone in our private worlds, Sometimes the only thing left to do is obey.
On your knees. Get down and kneel, slave. Beg like a dog, crawl to me, and we shall see how you follow orders.
When our personal cravings get out of control, sometimes you can only look toward a goddess.
Now lick the bottom of my soles. Lick my stocking feet, you pathetic pig. I order you to put my shoe back on and remain lying on the floor.
Lolo's Foot Diaries, an exploration into foot fetishism, love, and worship. Order it now through CD Baby, iTunes, or loispirac.com. Do it now.
I take offense to people who accuse me of being a fanatic or obsessed with Howard Stern. I understand he's the rock star of talk radio, but if I had an equal admiration and respect for Barbara Walters or, let's say, Oprah, no one would even bat an eyelash. I didn't enter the broadcast arena to backsell music, read the news, or forecast the weather. I did it so that I could be an honest talk radio personality like my father and the king of all media, Howard Stern.
gentlemen, it's Michael Shaw, the Takeover Legend, a.k.a. Mr. 2011, a.k.a. Mr. Funny Man, a.k.a. you don't know me, Google me, a.k.a. why the fuck do I have so many a.k.a.s? Okay, I'm letting you know, the Lolo Show, that's who I rock with, that's who I support, on VoltRadio.com. The internet blast-off is now taken off. Do you understand? It's the evolution to a revolution. I talk a lot, but I represent this woman fully. She's funny, hilarious. She does not care what you think. All she cares about is the check. All right, I'm talking too much. Maybe she cares about more than that. Maybe she has morals. I don't know. I just know she's funny, and this show needs to be watched, listened to, and everything. It's taking over the world. Hopefully I'll be a part of it if I get my check. And we go.
Welcome back. That was the featured artist of the week that you heard, that is the Parachuting Apostles, and that song was "Let's Do It Right This Time." And they actually have a gig coming up Saturday, October 7th, a Halloween bash at Dobbs on South Street. You can visit their website at theparachutingapostles.com. Again, that song was "Let's Do It Right This Time," the Parachuting Apostles. Well, unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye to Al Rosenberg, who I want to thank immensely for being here and being a part of this and being my personal mentor and the person that I've cried to over lost boyfriends. And I just thank you for being in my corner, honestly, honest to God.
You're the daughter I actually have a daughter. You're my second daughter. I have a daughter, but I think you're pretty special. I don't waste my time. Not that I don't have time to waste, but you're a quality person. I try to keep quality.
You guys are missing the most emotional moment
I've
ever seen. Lois is crying.
That means a lot to me. You have no idea. I mean, there's so few people like you are few and far between. Honestly,
Lois, come just hold me. But I really enjoyed.
You're such a slut, Al.
You have no idea.
I hope you had fun tonight. I had a ball.
Oh, I did. No, I really had a lot of time, and fun, and the time just flew by. But I got to go. We decided ahead of time it was going to be an hour, and it went longer than that.
Yes,
and that never happens to me. It never goes longer than.
You're Jewish.
That's right. But as long as I'm okay, Anyway, it was a real pleasure. And you have a great crew here. You have Jesse and, of course, Doc and the mystery camera guy who is actually pretty funny himself.
Yes.
And very smart. He had the answers to a lot of questions. And quite a guy. And one day, perhaps, his identity will be known.
Yeah?
He's a very famous person, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to be surprised.
I will tell you he's Italian. And he's about 6'7", 6'8". You're very tall. And wow, yeah, and
he's got an immense
They're going to be shocked when they see who this is. But this is a very famous guy,
very long penis,
soon to be famous. All right, so thank you.
I love you, Al.
I love you too, sweetheart. Take care, guys. And Ivan, it was great. It was really great working with you.
Nice,
I really enjoyed
working with you, my
Jesse,
friend.
you too. Take care of yourself.
Very nice to meet you, man.
Take
Real
care,
nice.
brother.
Okay, guys.
Drive safe.
See you, kid.
All right.
All right, Lois, pull it together. Dry your eyes, honey.
Yeah, come on.
I only wish people could see. Lo is completely blubbering at this moment. She's trying to get it together.
Last
She
chance,
loves
come
that
with
man.
me, Lo. We'll run away together. Come on, here we go.
I think Al's actually got a shot.
Well, earlier in the break, we heard my Foot Fetish Diaries commercial for the Foot Fetish blogs or I keep calling them blogs, but they're actually diaries that we have for sale up on my website.
And on CD Baby and on iTunes.
On iTunes, yes. And
go to loisburak.com and you'll be able to get them. All you foot fetishists, I mean, really, if you guys are really into sniffing the toes.
And you want to involve your wife. Shit. Yeah, and you want to involve your wife and make it a couple thing and get off of Craigslist.
It's a low-cost download. Go to cdbaby.com, search for Lois Burak.
Very
Lolo's Foot Diaries.
And we have Clashing Plaid who lend us a song.
Absolutely.
To put on there
you also get a free track with that from Clashing Plaid.
Yes.
Great band.
Yes, from Philly. I wanted to remind everybody the phone number again, 267-639-3613. And I wanted to, speaking of foot fetish, why I brought that up was not just to plug the CD, but to remind people that we have an ongoing here that we call Confess Yo Fetish.
I can't wait for that.
I think it was, Jesse, was it the first or the second show that we had, or no, it couldn't have been the first. It was the second show we actually had people confess their fetish? Yeah,
yes.
Right, okay. So we would like you to call in and to let us in on what your fetish is, and we will discuss it on the air. I would love it if someone has a fetish that they want to share with their partner, but they don't know how to tell them. I would love if someone would call in with that.
Well, that would be interesting. Finally, we'd get somebody on the air that would really reveal something about themselves. And I'm not talking about that guy, Max, who calls in.
But no, I want to be the one who tells the significant other about their fetish. I want to be the transition person.
So you want somebody to actually call in, and then we would call the other person, and then you would loop them together and actually reveal to the girlfriend or to the male friend, the partner as it may be, what their lover's fetish is.
Right.
It's a very interesting
and
concept.
It cannot be... Well, it can be, but it would probably be more difficult if it was a menage a trois, because then they would think that, the girlfriend, if it was a girl, would probably get jealous.
You know what you really ought to do with this is you really ought to read the phone number again.
Yes,
so people have it. They can write
you
it
can
down.
email us too, the Lolo Show at loisburek.com.
And also look for the Lolo Show on Facebook and like it, and you'll also get the information there.
267-639-3613 if you want to call and ask any of us a question, or just voice your opinion, or
look, guys, you want to talk to a beautiful girl,
care.
Here's your chance.
Or queef.
Make something up. Talk to Lois. You'll never get better.
We're gonna go to mail. We're gonna read some mail. We actually received some mail, some more mail this week. I love that. I love that, Florentine. Damn, I really screwed it up.
Mr. Jim Florentine.
If I only had my head screwed on straight when I met him, boy, I would have liked to.
Well, he's happy now. He's got a missus and a kid, and he's very happy.
How old is he? Like in his 40s, right?
I'm not going to reveal the man's age.
Why? He's not a one.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
He's
I've asked Jim a million things. I talked to Jim, but I don't know his age.
He's got to be in his mid-40s.
He's younger than I am, but then again, most people are younger than I am.
I'm going to guess he's 45.
I'm going to guess he's less than 45.
Really?
Absolutely.
I'm not basing that on how he looks.
I'm basing it on the music he likes and where he references his youth.
But see, I like younger. Well, okay. He's referencing his youth. Okay.
He references some
43.
He's the biggest. Well, if you watch the metal show on VH1, 2, or whatever that is, it's just the bands that he picks from, the things that he was raised on, the Def Leppards.
I'm sorry.
He was in his teens in the 80s, so that
okay.
Or even younger, and even younger than that, though. I think he was.
He's not younger than me. There's no way.
He's 47.
Ah,
he's 47.
He's 47.
Good doing.
He doesn't look
born
47.
August 18th, 1964.
See, he looks fucking great, and I'm a
That's
mess.
what I'm saying. No, these people on Match are a mess. And I bring that up because you'll never guess who I heard from again.
You didn't hear from Mr. Airplane, the aviator.
Yes, he's the gift that keeps on giving, and I think maybe
he's got the jars of piss in his living room.
I'm getting the point. I'm getting to the point where I really strongly believe that he just likes attention. You think? Like he posts his profile picture.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, he's this smiling ginger actor. I looked up his name. You've been telling me about this. I mean, a lot of people don't know this. Lois and I are fairly close.
Very close.
And we get on Uvu, and she's like, you wouldn't believe this guy. And we go through her match dates a lot.
Doc has my Match profile password.
If Lolo's been looking at your profile after you've written her, a lot of the times it's me looking at her. And then... and it's me taking your photos, getting ready to Photoshop them on Facebook, or just Photoshop them for Lois.
Right.
You wearing baby diapers and things like this. So it's okay. The Wicked Witch, you can hold it down. The men are talking here, but anyway, this is what goes
here
on.
we go.
So tell me, what did he write you this time? Is this the Aviator?
Yes. And as we know from past shows, I want to remind people who haven't heard it on the replay. He posted very long. I don't have any copies, unfortunately, with me now because Randy gets the biggest kick, and Randy's not here this evening out of this. And he posts these long emails to me, or they're not emails, just these long letters to me, and he's trying to be the strong man and tell me the way I should be acting and stop posting the booby pictures, and how do I like a man that is a challenge, and how to,
he wants to control you, doesn't he?
Right, exactly. So he's done this
he
twice.
He wants to own you. He cannot possess you.
And what I love about it is that he posts, along with this long diary of nonsense, he posts his headshot because he's an actor. So it's like, okay, who's the one looking looking for attention here. So anyway, he writes me through now Match. So he's given up on Facebook. So probably this was considered private, but hey, he's already opened up that box.
Well, anybody who writes you must know by this point that it's public information.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I let these guys know now I have a special cut and paste, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Well, it's just that you are looking for love. This isn't just fodder for the show. And when people act like idiots, you're going to say something.
And quite frankly, I've given up. Match is ridiculous. I'm not dealing with it anymore. To me, anymore, it's just promotion. I just want my $190 worth at this point. I'm just using the show to promote it.
You got to do something with that $190
or whatever it cost me. I don't know.
Because you're certainly not finding any eligible bachelors.
Honestly, I mean, I really don't have time to meet somebody new and to build a relationship.
Where's Jim Lang in the dating game?
Anyway, here's what he says. Lois, so tell me, are you interested in dating? Which he spells wrong. Why don't we start by meeting? Between the two of up, I guess this means us. Just the meeting will be between the two of us. Just the meeting will be an experience.
By the way,
LOL.
Lois can read very well. It's just this is a poorly written letter.
Let me know or just call. Now, okay. First of all, after the way he wrote me on Facebook, it was very rude and very nasty. Why would you even wouldn't you just give up at that point?
Well, he's being a manly man, and he knows you can't resist that. He knows he wishes to possess you.
Now he's just got a tail between his legs, basically, right? I mean, isn't that this kind of a letter?
He's trying a desperate thing. Basically, this guy's really into you. He's jerking off over your pictures, and he can't get anywhere
All
with you.
I want is someone to be normal. Okay, not to try to assume like that new song that chick has from American Idol, "You Don't Know Me" or whatever the hell it is.
I don't watch.
Either do I.
I'm
but
sorry, I don't
It's a good song. She's whatever. Anyway, these people assume they know me. They assume I'm this either slut because of pictures, or they assume that I'm an aggressor, which I'm really not. Again, at home,
Oh, I've seen what you look like without makeup.
Unless they want, yeah, that's true. I mean, Doc sees all of me. As a matter of fact, just what yesterday was it?
Not all of her. Get your fucking mind out of it.
No, but yesterday I carried you into the bathroom with me.
Yeah, but you turned your camera off.
Wait,
well,
you carried him?
Well, my computer.
Her
yes,
laptop.
I multitask.
Okay.
I use the computer.
Lois won't stop talking to me when Lois is on a train of thought, and she actually took me into the bathroom with her the other day, and I heard her tinkle.
Actually, wait, I have to. No, you didn't hear me tinkle. Believe it or not, you actually heard me. I had diarrhea. What you heard was not a tinkle.
You have the daintiest shits I've ever heard.
What did I just hear? What did you just
Your
hear?
shits are fucking peach Melba. I can't believe this. I heard this.
I had eaten prunes the night before, so you didn't really hear tinkle. Did you hear him? He said like the
camera guy is losing his shit. And I had to put that pun in there right there.
He's laughing like a hyena. And then right after that, when I finally finished, I brought the laptop. I put the cammer back on.
This is why I would never be romantically involved with you.
And then I had to pull dog shit out of my dog's ass because he's eating baby wipes. And that almost made me gag. So Doc got to see a lot of shit. What was this yesterday, right? There was a house full of poop.
Wait, was it the toilet paper that he ate?
No, he's eating baby wipes out of the trash.
Oh, because I saw the toilet paper torn all apart.
No, that wasn't my dog. That was a picture somebody posted.
Oh, okay. It was on your page.
No, this was like where when a dog
Some
eats
more
tinsel.
bathroom humor.
You should do that like a magic. You videotape like a magic trick as you're pulling the wipes
No,
out
because
of
it
the
makes me
long
dry
rag.
heave. Look, my ex used to do all of this with anything ugly with the dogs. He was a godsend to me when it came to stuff like that, and it makes me dry heave. I can't handle. This was like when your dog eats tinsel and it gets wrapped in the poo. Yeah. Well, this was like very wet.
Add it to the tree.
Yeah, add it to the tree. My ass.
It's good for Christmas.
For all of you men that were turned on by Lolo before, this is what I have to deal with.
But this is the real me. I mean,
you see the real me.
And the thing is, it's like when I go out, I'm going to be on your arm, and I want to be treated, the way my mother and father, the way I remember my mother and father. No, not at the dinner table, and I won't fart at the dinner table. But the thing is, it's like I'm a very loving, loyal, wonderful person, and yet I get a bad rap because people make assumptions, which is what this show is all about. Other than sex, hugs, and rock and roll, we're about dispelling all the bullshit.
Dispelling these things.
Right.
I agree.
But okay, another letter here. Speaking of dating, this person asked me, do I have enough time for dating? And I really, not to get to meet someone new. I did, And I was tired of the bullshit. I was tired of working my schedule around the man, because I understand a lot of these dudes have kids now, and I love that. I would love to meet a man with kids. And
well, we should talk about your criteria. What is it that you want?
I just want someone to be normal. I don't want somebody to put on.
You have to define what normal is, though.
I want a partner. A partner in life, someone who will support me, and I don't necessarily mean financially. Of course, yes, I would like them to have a job. I mean, most of my men from my past, my ex, when I met him, he worked at Tasty Cake as a packer and then a baker.
Well, there's no shame in that.
But my point is like, I'm beyond that now. I mean, because I'm dating men. I've dated men who have people who clean their house, and I'm like, really? I thought that was only for movie stars. Like that, that would really be nice. But so obviously at this stage in my life, I mean,
So you want somebody who's going to support this new career thing that you want to do.
But
you want them to get behind
them,
you.
But I will support them too. Like, I'm not all about me. I will completely.
Well, this was the next point I was getting to.
Thank you.
It all about you? And I was leaving you room to project this.
But that's my point, is
I
that
want people to see
a
what
lot of
I
times
see.
I've met men who assume that, and I get that with other people, where I am fed up now, where if I meet a guy and it's like, oh, well, meet me at my gig, or meet me where he's going to be anyway, that's kind of not cool.
So
tacky.
It would be nice if he would show up at your place, pick you up, take you out once in a while, be there for holidays. Is this what you're?
For holidays?
No,
Yeah.
That's important.
Of course, yeah, and
you don't mind if he has kids.
I love kids.
Okay.
I really, really adore kids.
All right,
I wish I had them. But I didn't have kids.
And
so.
he can be blue collar. He just has to have a regular job and basically
gainfully employed.
Be your friend and treat you right.
Respectful. Doesn't have to. I mean,
Does he have to have hair?
No, doesn't have to. As long as he doesn't have that like Saturn, like that.
So you want him to shave the whole head, like Al and I do, versus having the ring around the back of his head.
I forget that quote you said. That was so great.
I don't.
It's a shame about men. Men who have the ring, please, just do yourself a favor. First of all, it ages you. Right? Am I right here?
Right.
Okay. I don't know. What do you think? Don't you agree, Jesse?
Yeah,
You're a man with a full head of hair, but don't you agree?
Yeah, I would definitely agree that it adds age to you.
Yeah, like why do they do that? What are they doing? I mean, it's just so much
They're
easier.
trying to hold on to their.
Hold on to what? A ring around the. I mean,
They try to do it like Gallagher. Once they put the hat on, they've got a full head of hair again. Because you can only see the bottom part.
That's an interesting point.
So once
a
the
very
hat's
strange
on, you've got a full head.
That is an interesting point. I never thought of that. But you're going to go through life wearing a hat?
Or a beret or something, yeah.
Oh, no, just shave it. I mean, that's what I always want.
I tell you should always go full tilt boogie with your hair. I mean, the minute I come from a history of heart problems, my hair started falling out early. And the first thing I did when it started falling out is I shaved my head.
Yeah,
I just said I'm not dealing with this. I can't be Donald Trump. Without the money. Yeah. I'm not going to do the comb over.
I don't get. I mean, I have no problem with bald. I've dated a lot of men completely bald heads. I have no issue with it whatsoever.
Okay,
and it's not true that he has to be a bodybuilder.
Let's review.
He doesn't have. I mean, there's a guy who that I was very, very attracted to, that I don't even think I think he lacks self-esteem, because he said to me, I don't know what you would want with, but I mean, to me, was just so sexy.
Well, a lot of guys are intimidated by attractive women, and you do fall into that category. You're very pretty.
Yeah, but if I'm telling a man that I'm incredibly turned on by him, and
well, then he's got an issue.
I mean, he had a major issue.
Yeah, he's got issues then. And then
yeah, but I mean, if you saw this guy, you would say, okay, he's not that stereotypical muscle head, or what. I don't know what men assume that.
So basically, you're looking for a nice guy who can match you intellectually and be supportive.
I like tall men.
Okay, see, we got more
criteria.
We got more criteria. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to worm this out of you.
I mean, he has to
I'm doing a job here.
He has to understand that I want to go to the gym. He has to understand, just like if he has, like, I don't know, if he golfs or whatever the hell they do. Oh, sports, football. If he's
all
into
you
football.
guys on Facebook that are hitting on Lois, this is what she wants. This is what she's looking for.
And don't ask.
Are you this guy? We should do a game show thing.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you this guy? Are you Lolo's man?
Okay, I'm up for anything.
I know. At this point,
I mean, I don't have time to meet somebody new just because it's a headache. It's a lot of hassle. You know, I go all out. So that's why a lot of these guys on Match with their dumb lines and you want to chat with me, like, you know, with the emails and everybody's texting. I don't want to go out and just, you know.
Texting, I understand, is not exactly a good thing either. You'd like a phone call. Right?
A phone call is a definite, because you know what? If they text, I automatically think they've got another
They've got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
They can't devote time to you on the phone.
Exactly.
So you're looking for somebody who can put in the time to make it worth it for you to go out on that limb.
Okay,
right?
let me read the next piece of
I'm
mail.
sorry, I'm going on with this. I'm
I
fascinated
think people
by this
get
subject. You've involved me in this. I can't
know,
help
on
it.
a
I've
regular
read the Match
basis.
stuff. I know.
Poor
I'm your
Doc.
best girlfriend.
I'm sorry, he says to me. I'm sorry. I said, stop being sorry. It's not your fault these men are idiots.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, because you're happily married. You've been happily married for what, 25 years?
Uh,
I've been with Mrs. Ivan for 30 years.
30 years.
30
okay,
years.
I lost
And
5 30 years.
The woman is a rock. She's fantastic.
And you don't get it. When I tell you how these men treat me, what story did I tell you that you were most either amused or shocked by?
There's so many I can't even begin.
You can't
to
think
tell.
of one?
No, I just it's amazing how they blow it. If they would just be nice to you for 5 minutes, take you out on 2 dates, and just be the least bit supportive and entertaining, they'd sweep you off your feet.
They don't even have to be entertaining.
This is a lonely, beautiful girl. You guys don't understand. You got your shot if you work it. Listen to what I'm saying.
But
here.
you don't want them to, quote, work it, because that's
I'm
too
not
much.
saying that they should work in a false way, but if you're really looking for love, this girl is beautiful. She's smart. She's talented. She can cook. I'm telling you.
Wow.
She's part Jewish. Well, you know, you can't look over everything.
But you've heard the stories where I, in the morning, I've given a man, a nice little treat, and I'll do that, and
So you're good for the morning blowy if you love the guy.
I love morning sex, and I'm at the stage in my life where I'm.
Jesse
Good
scores.
one.
This is what you should be doing, my friend.
And I'm always, I forgot my train of thought now. But I'm always good for that. I understand. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm really incredibly horny.
Right.
Hopefully that won't end.
So this is great. So if a guy comes in right
ends,
now and you love him, he's really going to get a lot of you.
Oh, big time.
All right. So what's off limits?
And we'd have to discuss the sex life on the show, so you'd have to understand that.
In order to get this beautiful girl, some of your life is going to have to be public in the bedroom.
Oh yeah, some, probably all.
You may have cut off some of your men here.
So what?
Okay, so he's got to be strong enough to be able to handle. This is the thing. This is the thing that motivates you. So 2 things motivate you: this show and love.
Right.
In that order or the other order?
Right now, this show.
This show right now.
Good
but if
answer.
you meet the right guy, it could switch.
Right, because of the love of my life should understand.
I'm asking the question.
Well, I don't know how long it's going to take before Tim Sabian and that Jim McClure and whoever else is involved wakes the frig up.
Station.
Or Sirius XM. It's got to be somewhere where I'm uncensored.
Or some place where you can work uncensored and work and make a living at this.
Because this is to honor my father, and this is something that I needed to do for me.
This is a legacy thing, and you have to push that.
So someone who loves me understands.
So somebody who really loves you, that's what you really want in the end.
Exactly. Because I would do the same. If they said to me, I want to be an astronaut, I would totally, even if they were 4'5", and I wouldn't be with a 4 foot, but I would say, you got it. We're going to get you to.
Don't date midgets.
No, I don't date midgets. I would say, I would be.
So Eric is out of it. Eric the midget, if you're listening.
I can't stand that little fuck. No, I'm just totally sick. I'm just like, please, every time Howard, I'm like, Howard, please move on. I really can't take it. And I know he likes them, but please,
Okay, well, I'm just trying to find out what it is you want.
Okay, but all right, let me read this next piece of mail because it's hate mail, and I love hate mail. I don't even know what that is. Okay, I'm reading hate mail. Okay, now this letter was, again, in my spam folder, but it came through the website. This person has posted prior. We mentioned it briefly in a different show. In my spam folder, it's posted on my blog, and they must have been completely neurotic and hit it 50 times because it showed up, 10 times. It showed up like 10 times in my spam folder. And so this person writes, and let me explain why it's showing up in my spam folder, because they won't release their identity. So right there, that tells you a little bit about.
That's kind of spooky, and they're probably married.
I think it's a female.
Right.
We believe it was a female from the blogs. You remember this one?
The
I think
angry
you
woman.
even right. The angry woman. This person writes, the following time I read a blog, I hope that it. She's referring to the show. I hope that it doesn't disappoint me as much as this one. I imply I do not know it was my choice to learn.
That's not the right word.
I know, but if you remember, this person criticized
your grammar.
Right. And I admit, hey, I'm a high school dropout. So me.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
my
seen
father
the picture
had,
of this girl. She used to have her pictures up on Facebook.
We think.
No, I found her, and she doesn't look anything like you. As
But-
a matter of fact, she looks like Estelle, Maxwell's wife.
Listen, my dad had 150. My dad had 150
Poor, ugly,
IQ.
jealous bitch.
If I want to focus on something specifically, I learn it inside and out and look out. Don't ever go to court with me, God knows, because I research it to the hilt.
I'm frightened
But
right now.
I can't remember what happened yesterday. But
scaring
anyway,
me.
so she says, I imply I do know it was my choice to learn. Oh, okay. But I really thought you'd have one thing attention grabbing to say. All I hear is a bunch of whining about one thing that you could repair if you weren't too busy in search of attention. Now, first of all,
bad sentence structure, honey.
yes, I am in search of attention.
Damn, are you stupid?
Listen, I am in search of attention because I'm now entering show business. Okay, this is show
Jess, this is your cue to play. Dun, 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 dun.
That's what I had in my head. I don't have it.
You don't have dun,
So
dun,
hum
dun,
it.
dun, dun, dun.
Okay, there you
That's
go.
perfect.
Not to mention,
Fire him. will
talk
ya?
about somebody who nobody's getting paid. We can't. Not to mention, look who's in search of attention. I mean, she must really need my attention because look how many.
I think she might be an angry lesbian.
I just think she's just angry.
Angry lesbian. She wants you.
And I mean, if you're listening, honey, thank you for being a fan because I love this sort of thing. I mean, this puts me into the category with some great people.
I
Howard
remember
Stern,
talking
my
about
father.
This. We did laugh at this person for hours.
Yeah, if it is this person. There are many people. When I first got on Facebook, I had to deal with a lot of the bottom feeder Stern fans, the ones that are not on Joe Muski's what is his official Facebook?
Stern Facebook super fans. It's a great group. If you guys are hardcore Stern fanatics, also, if you are got the thickest skin in the world, check out the site that I work on with Mutt, SternFanNetwork.com. It is the biggest Howard Stern fan site there is, but you gotta have balls of steel to post on it because they will attack you and eat you alive. But there's a lot of laughs and sex on there.
And I do have balls of steel, but Doc forbids me to go on that because
I'm not forbidding you.
He's looking at me as the Lolo or the Lois that he knows on Uvu.
I don't know Lolo. I know Lois.
Right.
I know Lois very well.
And
you don't belong
Lolo
there.
carries a crop. And no, Lois
carries a feather.
Lois has put up with a lot of bullshit in her life. And when I first came on to and I friended a lot of Stern fans, boy, did I get a lot of shit. There were a lot of people though that turned that then inboxed me after they gave me shit, and I gave it right back to them. And they inboxed me like, you know what, you're really cool. I didn't,
The idea of a place like Stern Fan Network is they test your balls,
right? And
if
that's
you
what
got
they were
balls,
doing. That's
then
what
you
they were
belong.
doing. But the problem with on my personal Facebook page is that I did have people from my salon. So at the time, I did have to delete people after I told them off. There were people after I told them off that deleted me.
Well, now are you inviting them to come back?
They can go on the Lolo Show page. Like, to me, if you're listening to the show, we just opened
Facebook,
up an email.
The Lolo
Somebody
Show is where they should
What
go.
did somebody called me disgusting, right? Didn't I just open that? You are disgusting. I love that. He's
Well, of
getting
course.
angry at me probably, right? You're getting upset with me
No.
You know what? Because if you're listening and you're watching, you're helping me, honey.
Well,
Keep it
that's
coming, baby.
That's it.
Keep it coming.
A negative thing is still something that means you're
Yeah,
paying
I'm in
attention.
good company.
I know.
I bow to the king of all media.
It's just one more guy that wants to bang
No,
you.
this was a female as well.
Well, maybe she's a female that wants to bang you. Maybe she's got a big strap
Everything
on.
is not lesbian,
I think so. I'm a lesbian.
Oh, God, we're almost on the show.
You're kidding. I'm having such a good time.
I know.
I know.
Wow.
Well, maybe the next show won't show up.
Well, yeah,
we just
there
keep
isn't
talking.
another show. We can go on for hours and hours. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just read one more piece of mail, and then we'll go to commercial, and we'll come back.
That'd be great.
Real fast. Okay, this was what was it like being on Superfan Roundtable? Okay, this is a good question because you're gonna be on
tomorrow night.
tomorrow night, and I'm gonna be on next week.
I wish you were coming tomorrow.
I know.
Night with me. We would have such a good time.
We should ask Mutt to arrange that.
When? For tomorrow?
No, not for tomorrow, but
another time ahead?
Yeah.
I'd like to do that with Buddy's girl, too.
Yeah, that would be totally
By the way, I
cool.
want to say hello. She was supposed to be here tonight. She wasn't feeling well.
Zena, we love you.
Zena, we love you. Z, I love you very much, honey. And it's just wonderful. I hope you're listening, and I hope you're feeling better,
I love
sweetie.
you, Z, and I
Bye.
love those puppies of yours. We have a phone call?
Hug those dogs.
Okay. Hello, you're on the Lolo Show. What can I help you with?
Yeah, hi. Who's this? Is this Lola?
Yes, it is.
How you doing? How you doing, girl?
Good, I'm doing fine. Who am I speaking with, and where are you from?
Oh, you're speaking to Papa Chulo from Staten Island.
Staten Island. What is your name, Papa who?
Papa Chulo.
Okay, and what can I do for you, Papa?
Oh, girl, I just love your show, and I love your beautiful nails.
My nails?
Yes.
You can see my nails?
Papa, you got a nail fetish?
When you used to have them in the French manicure.
Oh, in the front. I don't wear French manicure. That's very low rent, honey.
Yeah, what color are they now?
They're a deep dark burgundy. Are you into foot fetish?
Yeah, well, I love long nails.
On the toes?
I love long fingernails on women.
Fingernails.
Well, honestly, you got the wrong gal then because I don't keep my fingernails really long.
Well, no, you know, like manageable.
What would you like to do with him with your fingernails?
It's just that when I take a woman out, I like her hands and feet to be nice.
Well, my hands and feet are nice, Papa. Do you have any questions? Because we're going to have to get you off the line so we can move on.
Okay. Well, listen. Just keep doing what you're doing, girl. And I'll be looking at you on Facebook. And I love when you do your nails.
All right. Thank you, sweetie.
Maybe you ought to do a photo set for him.
I will. I'll do a photo set. I'm not going to do any French manicure, though. All right. You haven't...
Lola, if you saw me out at the beach, you know why I like long fingernails.
Okay. All right. You have a good evening.
Okay, baby girl.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that was interesting. Yeah, I don't do French manicures. So we're gonna...
I wonder what that guy wanted to do to you with your nails. I mean, like, what's his trip with nails?
Jesse. I'm like, what is Jesse doing? He's taking a picture.
Jesse's taking pictures of Lolo's nails.
They're all messed up tonight, though. I did them really quick. They're not...
I'll Photoshop them, sweet. Don't
They're
worry.
not really the way he likes them.
Well, you know what I could do? I can Photoshop a French manicure on him for him.
Ugh, no.
And then Papa can jerk off to him.
I don't want to be seen with a French manicure. It's so... The brides would come and I would talk them out of it. If I do I wear a nice sheer, pale, pink, or, you know, I don't
This is really lost on me.
I
don't
know.
anything.
This is boring.
I'm not into nails. Show me your boobs and I'm there.
When we come back, we're you can go on LoisBjork.com.
That's right. You can see them
when
on
we come back. If you want to give us a
LoisBjork.com.
call, the number is 267-639-3613. When we come back, we're going to talk more to Dr. Ivan.
Thank you, baby.
And, you know, we'll have a little fun.
Grab at the wrong thing.
Sorry.
Cut.
Welcome to darkbrain.com, a bold experiment in web comics. Only here will you find web comics with amazing art, original music, and voiceover narration.
Have you been injured at work and you just don't know what to do? You're stuck in bed, flat on your back? You need special attention that a large firm just can't give you. You need to call the law offices of Christopher J. Freelick at 610-693-5520. Home and hospital visits are available if you're in the Western Berks County area. Get the compensation you deserve. No fee until you win. For workmen's compensation claims or unemployment compensation claims, call the law offices of Christopher J. Freelick at 610-693-5520. 5520.
You got mail? I got mail. Lolo mail. Yay!
And
Lolo
we're
mail.
back. We're back with more mail. So anyway, I was reading the mail to Doc and Jesse. So, all right, here's one. What the
We got
hell?
someone at the door, I think.
What the hell?
Let me the hell in here.
What the hell is that?
Oh my God! No way!
What
Oh
the
my God!
Finally, I know I'm not supposed. Can I?
How did you get here? I'm assuming you're Max.
I took a cab to get here. Oh boy, in person, are you Doc?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to disappoint.
Do you know that your camera...
Did you clean your glasses?
I was very scared. Before we get started, I was very scared
Excuse
to come
me,
here.
what do you mean before? Can I introduce who you are?
He's about to take over the show.
Yeah, I know. Thank you.
I want to host this
See, I
show.
knew I should not have had phone sex with him because see now what this has done last. This is who I referenced earlier, everyone,
We
of the
had
listeners.
sex and I
This
loved
is
it.
Max Klitsky.
Thank you
Who
very
has
much.
friended me on Facebook and become a fan of the Lolo show.
It's so nice to
you're,
be here.
You're reaching Stalkerville at this point.
I couldn't stay away.
Would you like a grape?
I'm afraid to touch. I'm speaking of afraid. I was afraid to come here. Now let me tell you why. Before you all get started with the many questions that you will have for Max Klitsky.
Well, it's a pleasure.
Well, the one thing I was afraid of is the big black man. He's not here tonight.
You're
the guy
speaking
who
of
hates
Randy.
me.
The guy who
with
hates
the
you.
braids. He hates me. He says I'm racist. I'm not racist. You notice what I brought here? Look at this thing. You know what that is?
No.
I bought him a conga drum so he would give messages to me and everything would be okay.
I'm glad he's not here.
Well, no, I think he really, it's leather and it's got beads on it. Those people, they love beads. And he was going to, I gave it to him to play, but he's not here right now.
No.
Why are you laughing at me, white boy?
Jeez. What's up, Max?
I'm not too old to kick your
So,
tail.
Max, what brings you out? You mean
What
Estelle let you
brings me
out here tonight?
I'm here. I told Estelle that I'm leaving her.
Oh, no.
After a soiree last week in the house, she came in. Let me refresh the audience's memory here and my own memory, being 72 years old. She came back from playing canasta from the Schwartzes up the street.
On a high holiday.
On the high
Happy
holidays.
Yom Kippur, by the way.
And she saw the popsicle sticks and the gefilte fish gel and my semen all over the chair. And your pictures on Facebook, they were still on the computer. I was busted. So I told her.
I bet.
So I told her, I'm moving out. And I'm going to get on one knee. It hurts because I'm wearing a truss right now.
Oh.
I left my cane in the cab. It was very hard for me to get here.
You don't still have your popsicle sticks stuck there, do you?
I don't need them. I'm completely aroused right now.
Oh, you mean I brought back the dead?
I saw, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen this woman, her breasts. You could feed Biafra.
The hell with show business, man. I
them.
need to go into.
I want to
if I
suckle
can bring back
you.
the dead, I need to be a sex therapist.
Let me suckle you, please. I will give you my
Max,
pension money.
Look, we don't have that much time left. You can sit and observe.
But you said you wanted a man. So I came here. I rushed down here in order to be the man that you want.
I should have clarified the age.
You did say that.
I'm not a midget.
You did say it.
No, I didn't say a 71-year-old.
The bald man said that no midgets were allowed.
How tall are you, Max?
5'6".
And you shrunk, right?
In these special orthopedic
how
shoes.
Old, how old were you back then?
I don't understand
You might have been
anything.
5'10".
You know the cameraman? He's black too.
Yeah.
I noticed this. You want the conga drum, Sonny?
No, thank you, dude.
All right. I'll just sit here and comment.
And look, he's police. You better be careful
Yes.
what you say here.
Why is this bald man punching me? I'm not leaving you, asshole. You're supposed to be a friend.
Doc, please leave him alone.
Yeah, that's
leave
Doc.
him alone, Doc.
Doc, Matt.
Please,
Max,
Doc.
Doc.
Can I, Max, please, just observe, sit in the corner over there with your walker.
Do you
and
mind if I touch myself while I do it?
Do whatever you want, as long as I don't see
Well,
it.
then let me put my pants
And
down
let
to
me
my
read
ankles.
the news. Doc, please, can you help me
put him
out
back
here?
up. Put him back up. Come on.
Oh God!
All right. Oh yeah. What did we get?
God, just
Okay.
look at her.
Okay, let me get back to the news. Anyway,
Look at her lips.
or not the news. He's got me all flustered. Oh God, it's the news.
You want to know the news?
No, the mail. Let's get back to the mail. Excuse me. So anyway, someone says, did Tim say anything to you? They're referring to Tim Sabian, program manager, Howard 101 or 100. Did Tim say anything to you that made you think that you would have a shot at the show? I don't know if
Has
this
he
is a
seen
fan
those
or-
naked pictures
Oh
of you?
my God, Doc, would you please do something with Max, get him to shut the hell up?
Come here, you fucking old asshole. Leave me the hell alone, you stupid, bald Nazi.
Well, not for nothing, Max, but you got a little bit of that coma. When are you going to shave that
Hey,
off?
what are you doing with it? Let go of me, you fucking asshole. Jesus Christ.
God.
Hey, stop it.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Okay, well,
Someone
thank
pissed
God.
Doc off.
Fucking douchebag.
Oh,
ruining the
God.
show.
You know,
Fucking old cocksucker.
he is a senior
I threw him out in the alley. Fuck
but
him.
he is. Oh, great.
He's looking through the window.
Now we're going to get in trouble.
Freaking
Let
looking.
me in, you bastard.
Anyway.
Teach, would you get rid of him, man?
Sure.
Yeah, he is security.
Flash the badge.
Cameraman, security.
Flash the badge.
Oh man, we're gonna get in trouble with the AARP, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway,
Oh God.
yeah, Tim actually did. That day that I went in, Sarah Bernhard was on the show, and that was a real thrill because I absolutely love her.
Sandra Bernhard?
Sandra. What did I say? Sarah. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love her.
Sandra.
Her lover's name is Sarah. I screwed that. Sandra. I adore Sandra. I think she's one of the funniest, most
I
interesting
love
people.
Sarah, too, her
Yeah.
sister.
Anyway, Sandra Bernhard is going to come. She's coming to Philly in January.
Awesome.
And not only do I love her philosophy on life, but I love what she said about nail technicians because she used to be a nail technician.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
so
must have
she
missed
stuck
that.
up for them on the Stern Show. Anyway, so she was on the show that day, and she had mentioned she wanted
I
Howard
thought
to
all
give her
nail
a show.
technicians were Korean.
Well, she mentioned basically they took over the industry.
I mean, Max would know about that, but he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Fucking
So
old
that's
asshole.
what she spoke about, and it's a shame because you're
I
lucky
smell
if you
like
can make
fish.
beer money.
Does smell
The
like
filter
fish,
fish.
though.
Yeah, and then gay. It's gross.
Mint
Oh,
fish.
You got rid of my only super fan.
I'm sorry, but
You might have
spearmint
killed
fish,
him.
I draw the line at spearmint fish.
I thought, what is he?
I think I killed him.
Is oh God,
TG killed him.
oh boy, that's
The one
well,
black guy.
That's going to go over
The one-
very
I
well.
know, this is great. Max is going to hate blacks even more.
I don't blame Doc for wanting him out of here. He's pulling his pants down, sitting right
I
next
love
to
The
him.
guy
His
was
laugh.
jerking off by my face.
He's
Come
like
on,
touching
Lois.
feet with you.
It's fucking weird, man.
Oh, I love TG's slap. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I said to Tim, what chances do I have? Here's Sandra Bernhard. She's hysterical. She's incredibly talented. She's got a great theory on life and great perspective on life.
And Howard loves her. She's a
and
personal
Howard
friend.
loves her, and she's asking for a show. And I said, here I am, a nobody with no experience. And he said to me, Lois, I don't think like that. Don't say that because, you never know when Howard's going to want to bring somebody in who doesn't have, the background.
Well,
So-
I've met Tim more than once.
Yeah, he's
and
awesome.
He's a wonderful guy. Sweet. Well, the first couple times at the round table, he was around. He used to be at the studio late night more than.
Mm-hmm.
And what a sweet guy. And I always thought him to be quite genuine. So
Yeah, I mean, I really felt that he wasn't just, blowing sunshine up my skirt. I felt that it was a legitimate
Well, he
interview.
did take a meeting with you.
And
I
he
mean,
even,
he didn't have to
and
do
he,
that.
and Al told me he called Al later and thanked him,
No.
for introducing it. So I think it just boiled down to is that I didn't have an actual show. Because as I said last week, he did refer me to, to do a show similar, or he didn't refer me to do a show. He referred me to a place similar like Volta in New York. And so now we have a show, Tim. And
well, we'll get some demo tapes together. I think this show would be pretty good. I think I was great on the show. Does everybody think I'm great
oh
on
my
this
God,
show?
are you great when you're not on when you're on the show long?
Thank you.
I mean, let me tell you, Doc is one of the loves of my life, and I don't mean that in a sexual way or a romantic way.
There's no
obviously,
sex here.
exactly,
No,
none
no.
whatsoever.
After the shit call with the diarrhea,
I mean,
the sex
come
part
on,
is
yeah,
over,
really.
sweetheart.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, look, he's seen me at my worst. He's seen me in tears, and you know,
on the toilet.
He hasn't actually seen me on the toilet. He's heard me on the toilet.
No, she turns the camera off, and that was only once.
That was only once, yeah, because we knew, you know, we had limited time.
I don't think we should do that again. I really don't.
What was that? What just fell? Well, something flew.
Something
I don't know.
fell. I don't
yeah.
know what happened.
But anyway, we're like really nearing the end of the show. So.
I do have to say something really quick.
Definitely.
Last week, you referred to us as the Peaches and Herb on this show.
Yes.
And frankly, there's only one person I call Peaches in my life, and she went like this. She went, "Oh my God, I'm the only Peaches." I said, "Yes, sweetie. That's my sister Jay. Jay, I love you, honey. And you're the only Peaches I know. Every time you see a Facebook picture that features Peach, it's from my sister Jay, and I love you, honey."
And that is why I referenced to
and
give
you
my
were saying
little
hello to her.
Right, because I found out that if you're listening, and I'm sure you are, because you've become a fan, and I appreciate that. And anyone who's a friend of my friend Dr. Ivan is, of course.
There's people I can count on one hand, Zena, you,
exactly,
and Sister Jay. The three of you are just wonderful. My lady posse, and it's just nice to have all three of you in my life.
And it's good to
really
have a
appreciate
straight
the
man
three
as
of
a
you.
friend that's not, you know,
that has no dick and doesn't want to bang you. I understand.
I mean, God.
I don't know about this. I had an accident in Vietnam, but we won't talk about that right now. Max's dick works better than mine. He puts popsicle sticks together to make it hard.
Right.
Well, I wanted to remind everybody again to visit our friend and your friend and somebody that I regret never getting a chance to bang, Mr. Jim Florentine.
Find him on jimflorentine.com. Look for play dates for Jim. He's coming. And also, he's got a brand new CD coming out, and you can check that out on metalblade.com, Metal Blade Records. And also check out his best buddy from the metal show, Don Jameson, who also has a CD out on metalblade.com. Dudes, I love you guys. You're great. You've always been super kind to me, and I love working with you.
And tomorrow night, Superfan Roundtable on
there,
Sirius
on
XM.
Howard 101. I'm going to be there with Mutt from SternFanNetwork.com. If you want your graphics done, go to drivan.com. Email me. Let me know. I'm reasonable.
Very reasonable.
What time are you on?
7 o'clock, right?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
7 to 8 on Howard 101.
Okay.
Jason Kaplan produces us, and we put on a pretty
Jason's
good
a sweetheart.
I
love
he's the
him.
bomb.
He's like a big teddy bear.
And
Anybody
he's
who
a
has a problem with
sweetheart of a guy.
Jason must be nuts.
And hopefully, Zena, you're well enough to do the show with me tomorrow. I love you, honey.
Yes. And I wanted to thank Al Rosenberg, of course, for coming by and sitting with us. We had a great time. This was an awesome show.
He's one of my heroes. I was so thrilled to
I
work
know
with him
that.
tonight.
I remember you telling me that.
And he loved he told me in commercial breaks, he loves what I do. I don't know what the fuck
You're
I'm doing,
amazing.
but if Al loves
You're
it,
amazing.
it must be wonderful.
Yep, you're amazing.
Thank
I'm
you,
blessed. I really am blessed. And have
Hope you hear
Jesse
this part
here.
of the show, brother. I've always loved you.
And also, our featured artist of the week were the Parachuting Apostles
Great
with their
tracks,
song
man.
Let's Do It. So check them out on their website at theparachutingapostles.com. And again, there'll be, Jesse's going to read some plugs too, but I just wanted to get this out there. And please, please, please,
I have a
everybody,
personal
there's a
plug.
wonderful woman on Facebook. Her name is Kathy, and she does great work in the Baltimore area with pit bulls. And I think she's one of the funniest women. She's hysterical. I wish she could write for the show. Anyway, I want to remind everybody to spay and neuter their pets. And please, if you're in the Baltimore area, these pups are adorable. 410-905-5603. Check it out on Facebook. It'll be on my page. You want me to-
Yeah, I have one more thing. I have a Twitter page. I'm so
That's
fucking
right.
stupid.
That's right.
You want to follow me on Twitter and have all this hilarity? Lots of great graphics, all related to the Howard Stern Show. Go to Doc Ivan SFN, Twitter, Doc Ivan SFN.
And thank you again, and bye-bye, Daddy's Radio people.